wait for...
There's always one.
So, as I've already explained, I'm Marie Jenkins from Advance Your Wellbeing, and we provide online training to the social housing sector. So that's the corporate elevator pitch out of the way. So who is Marie Jenkins? And I think in order for you to understand why I do what I do, it's important for you to understand where I've come from. So I worked in the corporate world. I worked in a housing association as a head of service. I had 3 children, all sort of teenagers, you know, that time of life. That can be a bit of a handful. And at the time I had a mother who had a terminal illness, which was COPD. And I was just trying to juggle all of the things that life bring along. You know, I'm sure we've all been there. We've had to try and juggle things that life throws curveballs sometimes. But unfortunately, I wasn't really coping with it very well at all. I became massively obese because, like Lisa was saying about comfort eating, that was my answer. And so I was massively overweight. And I just tried my best. Every day I'd get up, think, right, I'm putting on a happy face today, I'm going to go in, I'm going to do the best I could. And I just couldn't do it. All of the balls fell, my life basically turned upside down, and I had to leave the corporate world. And I spent the next 6 months, I'd say, with my mental health really deteriorating. This isn't the woe is me story, please don't get me wrong, but it is the reality of where I've come from to where I am today. And I'm really actually, this week I was celebrating 10 years of being in business. So 10 years ago I was in that place, and now I've got my own business, so I've got an awful lot to be really extremely grateful for. So how did I get from that, where I was basically contemplating taking my own life, to where I am today? And after having that sort of 6 months of sort of really spiralling down, I come to a pivotal point where I decided, right, it was either take my own life or actually just pull your bloody socks up and sort yourself out. Now, to go from that to that seems a massive leap, and it was. But what I spent the next sort of probably a year, maybe longer than that actually, was investing in my own personal development. And I'd say the biggest light bulb moment for me was learning about emotional intelligence, which is what we're going to touch on today. So I'm being a bit serious now because that is that side to me, but we're going to have a bit of fun, so please don't worry, it's not all too serious. So emotional intelligence, what is it, and why did it give me that light bulb moment? I was on holiday in Cyprus and I read this most fantastic book, and you may have read it already, and if you haven't, I'd urge you to. It's called Emotional Intelligence 2.0, and it's by Jean Greaves and Travis Bradbury. And I was reading it, I was like, why didn't I do that in that scenario? Or why did I let that person make me feel like that? Or why wasn't I actually a better person myself? So I did a lot of reflecting, but that was just a real pivotal moment for me. And what it's made me appreciate is in work and in life, we have relationships. You know, we've all come here today to build relationships with other people, but it's how you go about building those relationships is what emotional intelligence will teach you. So there's 2 elements of emotional intelligence. There's self-awareness, and that's what I'm going to incorporate in the party games in a little while. So you're going to be digging deep, so that will be audience participation. And then there's the relationship management. So in terms of, I'm going to put this back on you now, if you're going to say an event like today where you're networking, what sort of things do you think you need to do to your own behaviour to improve building a relationship? Has anybody got any thoughts about what they could do skills wise?
Listen more.
Yeah, perfect. What did I say about the 2 ears, 1 mouth thing? Yeah. Anything else?
Look for ways to help other people.
Brilliant. So it's about adding value, isn't it? It's about how can you listen better to understand how you can improve that relationship, and those are the things that come through trust. And it's about how you can improve your relationships with others to support yourself. So it's mutual benefit. It's a two-way street. But yeah, it's about listening better. It's about being more open. So not everybody's going to have the same view as you. You know, some people may have had a different background, etc. So it's just about being a bit more open to other people's ideas and thoughts as well, because the whole fantasticness of our life is the fact that everybody's had different experiences and they can bring different skills to the party, and I think that's a really important thing. I was going to read you an extract from my book. So this book is basically, it's filled with all the different training things that I taught myself that I believe could benefit others in their sort of